If you guys are in the group me, you probably saw this message.
Mm-hmm.
I almost died 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So basically, the crazy start. Hi, y'all. My name is Denasia, and I'm a 22-year-old Type A Black girl from Las Vegas who just moved to New York City last year to work for L'Oreal as a financial analyst.
Hey, y'all. My name is Faith, and I'm a 23-year-old Type A Black girl from AZ, living in Denver, working remotely for Cisco as a business analyst.
This season is finally here, and we can't wait to share more about our personal lives, working big girl jobs,
relationships, and life in general as Type A Black girls. Hope you enjoy.
Hi, guys. Welcome back.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Type A Black Girls.
So,
we're kind of giving Cosmo and Wanda.
A little bit. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and dive into Udid.
Yeah, straight to it. So, we got Levi's. We got Fashion Nova. We got, you know that shirt that you're like, my body's just not meant for that, but I'm going to keep it?
Yeah.
Keep that. It's okay to be a hoarder because I got this in high school. I got it in high school. And I was like, I just don't have the body for it, but it's so cute. And now I have boobs. No, literally. Shout out to adult puberty.
Yeah.
Because these things, they sprouted out of nowhere.
Not gonna lie, I'm still waiting. I know it's possible.
It's possible.
You know, I look at Mama Thompson. I say, okay,
it's taken you several years to even realize you had a butt. So, I've been saying this since Miami. I'm like,
she's been saying this, and we literally got called Slim Jims. Brown and skinny.
And the thing is, we are, but it's like, you should have saw me before.
Right.
Like, this before, like, this is literally improvement. Like, now I'm like, okay, like, I think I want to work out to, like, slim my face down. I've never needed to work out to lose weight, ever. Like, I'm a cute weight, but, like, I want to hold the weight. I don't want to get any bigger than
they say as you get older, like, the weight starts sticking.
And it'll be harder to get off. Yeah. And when I have kids, I'm just, we might have to get into surgery.
Add that to the girl at the list.
Cut the weight gain?
Yeah. It's not even just that. It's like I saw a video of the girl was talking about how her feet were swelling, her nose was swelling.
Bro, the nose, I'm so scared. Because that's literally one of my favorite features is my nose.
Same.
It's so fun. It's so fun. But for it to grow and not go back.
Yeah, some girls said theirs didn't grow back.
My mom's didn't. My mom used to have a little nose, now she has a big nose, yeah.
Wow.
Yes. I guess not big, but bigger than she used to have it.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, everything grew.
Yeah.
Like, booty grew, and I can put a plate on my mom's booty.
Bro.
Like, that thing.
Cup.
No, sitting.
Literally.
And she could just, like,
and she wouldn't even know it's there.
That thing is so big.
That thing be thinging.
But I think it's really also, like, not context, like, in comparison to my butt. My mom's butt is literally huge. But I think to other people, like, for example, like, another lady's booty, I'll be like, that booty is big. But I've seen my mom's booty for all life. Like, I'm like, well, yeah.
Said, I know this.
I know that one. Like, compared, I'm like, dang, that thing is huge. But it's like, if you have 4 kids, your booty probably would also be huge.
Yeah. It's the only thing you could do that could just dramatically change your body.
Dramatically.
Like,
and
overnight. Yeah. Like, your whole body composition.
It's
insane. It's really scary.
Like I said, I have a whole university degree until I have kids, so we good. But question of the do we have the
question of the week?
I know I have question of the week just for season 9, but
honestly, I feel like the way we be yapping, I think we can dive right into the episode.
We can go ahead and dive. Honestly, I don't know, again, we don't know when this episode is coming out, but we've been talking about this in other episodes we recorded before this, about the golf incident, and so, Mom, take it away.
Oh, I never did my Udin.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, our tangents.
No.
This set is from The Crypt.
Love.
And these shoes are New Balance.
Love.
And I got my 222 necklace from Etsy.
Oh, I guess I never finished it, but y'all know, this is Shein and this is Shein. If it's jewelry, because I lose it so quickly, it's from Shein.
No, we were talking about that. I was like, my couch literally eats jewelry.
It's just filled with jewelry.
Like, I open up the couch and it's like every earring I've ever lost. I don't even sit on my couch like that. I don't know how it gets in there.
Beats me, but honestly, jewelry will get lost quickly, so there's no way I'm buying expensive jewelry. Like, if I get to a point where buying expensive jewelry, I don't know if I will.
I don't think I'm ever gonna get to that point.
Like, I feel like I need to get just Amazon dupes of what I think is cute. Like, I don't care about brands. I just think, like, is it cute? And like,
because sometimes the brands don't be cute.
Don't be cute. Like, I don't care about brands. Like, Dammy talking about you need some arm jewelry. Oh, okay. So I'm like, but I have been wanting a really nice dainty watch, but it's just hard because it's like I will play with it. And then it'll come off.
Well, it's not even just that. It's like I will take it off and throw it wherever. And it's like, I don't even know.
That's not something that's staying on. That's how I lost my Apple.
More power to you for the engagement ring, because like genuinely afraid.
Bro, I'm not gonna hold you. The promise ring was the lead up because I was telling my mom, I was like, I'm so scared to even get. When I was like, I'm gonna get the promise ring. I'm gonna get the promise ring. I finally got it. I was like, Mom, I feel like I have to put it on my like a necklace, and she's like, that means you're a widow. And I was like, oh, oh, okay. And I was so scared to lose it. But I will say, a promise ring was really good practice.
Yeah, because
I play with it.
If it's not there.
I feel naked without it. Like if I'm doing like I'm doing my hair, I take it off. I leave it on like my Mac.
Yeah.
I wake up and I'm doing this and I'm like, where's my ring?
Oh.
Yeah. And it's in the other bathroom. Like I never put it, like I should have like little plates around. I don't. I just put it in random places. You know what? That's something I need to add to the list. Like,
Yeah.
I need to put
little engagement plates everywhere.
Everywhere.
With pictures of you and him on.
No, exactly. You know what? Etsy.
Okay.
Etsy's gonna get it. Etsy's gonna get it. But how did we get?
I don't know how we got here, but
Beats me.
let's
just go straight into
life updates. We haven't talked to y'all about our lives in quite a while. Like we do miss doing RBTs. I'm pretty sure y'all miss them too.
Yeah.
But if you really miss them, go subscribe to Patreon. Because we do life updates there for $3.
Mm-hmm.
But we just kind of want to update you guys on what's been going on.
Wait, you said $8?
I mean $3.
I'm like, huh?
Sorry. Inflation.
No, $3. And the thing is, this episode will really, like, you guys aren't really going to get a life updates episode consistently unless you're on Patreon. Because it's going to be life updates and then a fun like mini episode or like truth or drink or something fun, whatever we think
extra
of.
Content.
No extra content of us. But this story,
what's going on here?
Hopefully, no, nothing ever will happen like this to you again. But things like this, what she's about to tell you, is going to be on Patreon.
A lot going on.
Because that's live. We batch record all this. So, like, it's going to be live.
We're hearing
Patreon.
once a quarter.
Once a quarter. So, Moms, take it away.
So, if you guys are in the group me, you probably saw this message.
Mm-hmm.
I almost died 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So basically, the crazy start.
Yeah.
But anyway, so basically, my friend Tamia, y'all have seen her on the podcast last season. Her little sister was in town. Like, I want to say this is now about a month ago. Her little sister was in town. So of course, when everyone's in town, we're like, okay, let's always try to plan to do something, like make them feel welcome and show them around the city. So her little sister is only 12. Or no, she turned 13. She's 13. So we're like, okay, let's show her around. Let's do fun things that a 13-year-old would like to do.
Yeah.
So of course, Top Golf was on that list.
Yeah.
We were gonna go bowling.
What?
We should have went bowling.
Yeah.
So we go to Top Golf, and at this point, it's me, it's Mia, it's her little sister, it's my other friend Lizzie and her little sister, and then our other friend Jamal comes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for context, Jamal is a big man. He's like 6'4", like he got a wingspan on him, which we'll get to. We were having the best night. It was to the point where Jamal called his other friends. We're like, hey, pull up. Like, we're having a great time here.
Oh.
Yes. It was so fun. Like, we were having a great time. I'll insert pictures of the before because we had a great time. It was insane. So Jamal, as I just assumed he was very athletic, but he could not get his swing down, right? Like, he would swing and it would just not go nowhere. And I was like, oh, I can help you out there. So me and Mia went up to him and we're showing him how to do a certain swing.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you've been to Top Golf, you know, there's like the no swing zone. It's like you can't stand in that zone because you will get hit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm walking away from him and I'm outside of the swing zone.
Yeah.
But he's literally 6'5", so his arms are long.
Yeah.
And mind you, before this, he had been saying, I just want to hit it hard. Like, I just want to go full out. I just want to whack it. Like, and we're like, yeah, go all out. I'm walking away. This man swings all the way back and knocks the hell out of me with a golf club. And I didn't even see it coming because I'm like walking away.
Yeah.
He looks up because he thought he hit the ceiling. And I fall to the ground. And you know when something like hits you in the head or like you just get hit and you don't really register what happened because I didn't see it coming. I just knew something hit me in the head, but I didn't know what happened. Everyone is like silent. And they're like, they don't know whether to like is she okay?
Yeah.
Is she gonna get up? And I was on the ground, I got up. And you know me, I love to giggle. My first instinct was like, ha, ha, and I giggled. And they like, ha, you okay? And I was like, I don't know. And I went to go sit down. And Mia was like, are you okay? And Lizzie was like, what's that on your pants? I'm wearing like a full like light blue sweatsuit. It's like a little like stain. I think it's ketchup because I just had some tater tots.
Yeah.
It was not ketchup.
Not ketchup.
It was blood.
Mm.
And I was like, I don't know what that is. And all of a sudden, like, I just feel blood rushing down this whole side of my face, down my ear. I had a sew-in. I didn't know what was going on. All I know is I couldn't see what was happening, but I touched my head, blood. Every time I touched my head, blood just kept going everywhere. I look at everyone else's hands and they're all covered in blood because they're all like, what's going on? Like touching it, and everyone's hands are covered in blood. And at that point, like, I don't do well with blood or like anything of that sense. So as soon as I saw the blood, I completely like zoned down. I lost it. So Jamal, of course, like he feels like terrible. So he's like grabbing my head like this, like dragging me over to the place where the Topgolf people are.
Yeah.
And they're like, what happened? And he's like, she just got hit in the head, like with the golf club. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, blood is everywhere. Like, we got to go to the ER immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, okay, call the ambulance. Like, they're freaking out. They handled it terribly. I'm not gonna lie.
The whole night.
They handled it every single person involved in this besides my friends handled this situation terribly.
Yeah.
So the Topgolf people just throw an ice pack at us. And it literally, I remember like, I don't remember most of what happened for the first like 4 hours because I was just out of it.
Yeah.
But I just remember like them putting an ice pack and I remember it hurt so bad. And I just remember all I wanted to do was go to sleep. Which is the last thing you're supposed to do when you literally get your head cracked open. So they were like, you cannot go to sleep.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I've never felt such exhaustion in my life. All I wanted to do was go to sleep. So at this point, Mia's gathering the little sister. She's like, we need to go to the hospital now. They were going to call an ER. They're going to call an ambulance, take me to the ER. And they were like, that's $3,000.
That's low.
Jamal was like, I can drive fast. So they rushed me to the back of Jamal's car. Lizzie's sitting in the back seat with me at this point and is literally like, wake up. She's like, literally would not let me go to sleep. She slapped me. She's like asking me all these security questions. She's like, what's your name? What's your date of birth? At one point, she asked me to count backwards from 60. They said, that's a little much, girl. But she was like, I'm trying to save this girl's life. Which
literally.
Honestly, I credit her for it because I don't know what would have happened had I went to sleep.
Yeah.
So Jamal is trying to drive and they're trying to go fast. They go to the nearest hospital. Mia's with the little sisters in the other car and trying to drive. And Mia said that on the way there, her mom had actually called her. And previously, like a couple months back, I was in the hospital with Mia when something happened to her. So we've just both been in the hospital together at the same time with Lizzie as well. And her mom was like, hey, what's up? And Mia's like, I can't talk right now. Denasia just got hit in the head. Like, it's bad. We're rushing to the ER.
Yeah.
And her mom is like, call her mom right now.
Yeah.
Because when Mia was in the hospital, her mom came up and then my mom was on the phone because she's a nurse. So she was like giving advice and stuff. And Mia was like, let me think about this. If I call Mama Thompson right now and I tell her her daughter is being rushed to the ER for a head injury, and then I tell her, oh, I'm not with her right now, and her mom asks who she's with. Imagine how Mama Thompson will react when she says she's with a man named Jamal that she's never heard of. A random 30-year-old man in Jersey.
No.
That's not going to go over well. So Mia was like, let me wait until I get to the hospital and then I'll call her mom. So they're digging through my purse trying to find my insurance card, my ID. Like,
thank the Lord you had it.
Thank God I had it on me. But like, yeah, they're like, we don't even know her insurance. Like my parent, like I'm off my parents' insurance now. So my parents are like, L'Oreal insurance, we don't know. Like everyone's confused.
Yeah.
They FaceTime my dad. They call my mom first. Mia gets my phone and she's like, Siri, call mama. That didn't work. She's like, call mommy. Call mom. Until she got to it. Because my mom's contact is Mommy Purple Heart. So it was okay, it was going to get to that eventually. So she calls my mom and my mom said that when she got the call, like her heart dropped. And she was like, she was like, oh, hey, Nasia. And Mia's like, this isn't Nasia. Like, this is Tamia. Denasia's in the hospital. Da, da, da. And like my mom, she's like, we're thousands of miles away. Like there's not anything I can do.
Yeah.
But she went full nurse mode. She was like, what are the facts?
Yeah.
What happened? And it was like Jamal swung. She got knocked the hell out. And now we're rushing to the hospital.
Yeah.
So the hospital we were at, worst hospital experience I've ever had in my life. In life. We pulled up and Lizzie said they ran inside. Like I couldn't even like get out the car. Like I was, when Lizzie left, Lizzie was like, Jamal, watch her. Because the second she left, she said, I was like, okay. It's time to go to sleep.
Yeah.
It's time to go to sleep. And she was like, we can't have that. So Jamal's like, you okay? Like stressed out. And they said the second they came inside and said the situation, they were like, oh, so she got assaulted. Because if you said someone got hit in the head with a golf club, it sounds like I got assaulted. And then Jamal just lost it. Because he's like, bro, I'm about to go to jail. They're literally asking for a police report at this point. So we get into the hospital and the nurses were so rude. Like, they got in and they were like, what is it now? As if they don't work at the ER, girl. This is your job.
No, actually.
They didn't have a wheelchair. Jamal had to like pick me up and like bring me in. And he's so sweet. He was trying to be respectful and like pick me up without like touching anything.
Get me in this ER.
He said, if you don't pick her up, like it was life or death.
Yeah.
So he picks me up. They bring me in. Mind you, like I said, I had a sew-in. This is the importance of having Black healthcare professionals in your hospital.
Yeah.
When they said, okay, what's going on? And I think somebody that was like a physician assistant or somebody came, he was like, well, I can't really help her because I can't see the injury. And Mia was like, you can see it. You just got to look under the hair. And he's like, well, I don't really understand. So Mia was like, give me some scissors. Like, she went to work and started literally cutting my sewing out of my head. Like, and she was just trying to be careful because she's like, I'm not a doctor. I don't know where the wound is at.
Yeah.
And it was like, they really didn't know how much they could get close because in reality, like, my scalp was probably holding part of my head together.
Yeah.
So literally she's cutting my sewing out. And the doctor or whoever it was just sitting there watching.
Fresh sewing, mind you.
Fresh sewing. I said, damn, my bundles are ruined. Because this whole side of my head was just matted with blood. So literally they were like, we don't know
can't
what
salvage
to do.
this. Yeah.
So Mia's cutting my hair out. The doctor's acting like he doesn't know what to do because he's just like, oh my God, like I don't understand Black hair. So he just gave up. And it was just like, imagine if like no one in there just knew concepts of Black hair. They would like, what was I supposed to do? Like I didn't even know what was happening. And my mom said that they had FaceTimed, Mia had FaceTimed her at this point and was like showing her me. And she said I was just slumped over in the chair. And I was just like, I don't even remember any of this happening.
Yeah.
So then, of course, the nurses had an attitude. They were terrible. They were like, okay, we can finally bring her back. Mia runs around the hospital and finds a wheelchair and steals it.
Good.
To get me into the wheelchair.
Yeah.
The nurse is pushing me. Why does she run me into the wall? And then go say, my bad. Mia said she's never tweaked like this before. And mind you, like out of our friend group, I'd say Lizzie is the more like poppy-offy one.
Oh,
like
okay.
she ready to go at all times.
Yeah.
It was Mia this time. And they pushed, when they ran me to the wall, she almost lost it.
Crashed out,
She's
yeah.
talking to my family like they just ran her to the wall. My dad's like, what? Like Mr. Marv is ready to go.
Oh, yeah. He don't play. He gets
down, he don't play. So then they were like, okay, we're going to bring her to her room. Why do they bring me to the room in question and it's a cot in the middle of the hallway?
Absolutely not.
And Mia said the lady looked at her and said, well, here's her room. Just like that.
Are you kidding?
Just like that. And they were like, ain't no way, bro. And Mia's like, this is the room in question on FaceTime. And my sister's like, hold still. Because my sister is like, they're all like on FaceTime. My mom's on the other line.
Yeah.
My sister's like, hold still. I'm about to screen record. The second she says that, all the nurses, like, their ears, like, perked up. And they were like, you can't film here. You can't do that. And it just turned into this huge thing. They ended up calling security and almost the cops on my friends.
3 girls.
3 girls. And Jamal was out in the lobby with the little sisters. And he said that the security guard was watching Madonna videos. He wasn't securing shit.
No.
But he was watching Madonna videos and he heard on his little, like, walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
It was like, we have some rowdy girls back here. We need backup.
Backup.
Backup. For all of
3 Slim
Jims. We are not a threat. Like, are you kidding me?
Not a threat.
All they wanted to do was help. So at this point, my dad is cussing them out.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, whoever that man is on the phone, we are not talking to him. And Mia was like, okay, you're not talking to him. You're talking to me. Everything my dad said, hey, you, motherfucker, whatever he said, he was like, hey, you, and just repeated it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it turned into a whole thing. But Mia said she was using every little bit of Grey's Anatomy knowledge she knew. She was like, I know she can't go to sleep. And I know that when you go to a hospital, head and heart injuries are always first priority.
Yeah.
And the one nurse, Augustine, and I'm saying his real name because I got a problem with him.
Yeah.
Augustine was the main one that was gaslighting us. He was like, I don't really think it's that bad. Like, did she pass out on site? And Lizzie was like, the only reason she hasn't passed out is because I'm literally slapping her face and asking security questions in the back of this. I'm not letting her go to sleep.
Yeah.
She was like, otherwise she would literally, all she wants to do is go to sleep right now. And that's not a good sign. So Augustine was not taking us serious. And he was Black. That was the worst part. He was Black and he was the main one. Like, oh yeah.
Being misogynistic.
Yeah. So it literally took us, I want to say 2 hours for me to get a CT scan. And a CT scan is basically to make sure there was no like long-term damage or like brain damage.
Yeah.
And it was just really shitty because it was like, imagine if there was and they waited that long. So at this point, you might be asking, why didn't y'all go to a different hospital? They told my friends and my family that if I left, they would mark me as leaving without medical advice and I wouldn't be able to have the anything covered by insurance.
Mm.
And there's no guarantee the next hospital would even take me because I did leave without medical advice. So if something happened on the way, the hospital's not liable.
Yeah.
And the next hospital's going to be like, well, if it was really that bad, why'd you leave?
Facts.
So I was kind of in a pickle where I just had to stay.
Yeah.
And my mom was calling. They hung up on my mom because my mom's a nurse. So she's like, I know exactly how to talk to them and exactly what to do. She's like, I need to talk to the charge nurse. She's calling. They hang up on her.
Mm.
My sister said they don't know my number. My sister called. Once they figured out, put two and two together, they hung up on her.
Yeah.
We realized they had 1.5 stars as a hospital.
Which is
nuts.
crazy.
I didn't even know you could Yelp a hospital.
No. But to have a Yelp review that low, oh, you suck.
Oh, you're terrible. You're terrible.
Jamal
So-
just went to the closest one.
Yeah, Jamal was stressed. Really, he's probably gonna hate me for saying this, but he said he was crying. They said he was
I would
crying in
too.
the hospital because he was like, I thought I kind of killed you.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
so that man's the whole
That'll
life.
be involuntary.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was really stressed out. So I felt bad because I didn't want him to feel like he was at fault. Like it was a total accident, you know. No, nothing to Jamal.
Mm-mm.
Like he felt really bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was absolutely terrible. Augustine, my auntie Sharonda, if y'all have heard, my auntie Sharonda, she go by Miss Redbone.
Miss Redbone.
Miss Redbone will call me out the blue and be like, I need to kill anybody on a random Tuesday. She's like, I'll go under the jail, niece.
Which is just crazy.
So when we had someone to actually put at fault, which at this case was Augustine because he was the main one gaslighting us,
Yeah.
she was ready to, she said, I'm not calling him Augustine, that's August. Just
A nickname is
her name.
crazy.
She was like, I'm ready to kill Augustine.
Oh, yeah.
She was ready to fly out here and hit that man down.
Redbone
Don't play.
She gets down.
So
Okay.
yeah, they ended up having shout out to having good friends because my friends are literally like my head is bleeding and they're cutting my sewing out
Like that's
in the middle of the hospital. Like
yeah.
it was
To the wheels fall off.
to the
for real.
wheels fall off, loyal
Yeah.
to the soil.
Yeah.
It was really, really a lot to go through. But I felt so bad because Mia's little sister, like she's 13 experiencing all this. This was her last night. This was supposed to be her grand finale.
Oh, well.
And Mia was like, she's eating it up because this is drama. Like,
Yeah.
this is her spring break.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, I'm going back home with a story.
Yeah.
Like, this is exciting.
Yeah.
So they ended up pushing her flight back because Mia was supposed to take her to the hospital the next day, like the next morning.
Oh, the airport.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Oh,
Yeah.
no, not her
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
No, the airport. So Mia was like, I can't bring her. Like, at that point, it was like, we are each other's family right now.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm not gonna lie, even though Augustine was terrible, he was lying to the doctor saying, oh yeah, we gotta shave her head.
Nobody's putting anything to this head other than Mia.
Bro, Lizzie said when they said shave my head, my eyes fluttered. Cause
I'm alert now.
what? Like, what?
No.
And my dad was on the phone, was like, she ain't say that. And Augustine was like, he's still there. Like, he was there the whole time.
Yes.
Yeah,
He's
bro.
my dad.
He's
like
my
what?
father, bro. So yeah, they were trying to shave my head, and then they ended up having to staple my head together. Y'all, I don't do well with anything blood or injury related. Just know when that nurse came by and set that stapler, and it looks like a real like hardcore stapler. I said, "What's that for?" At this point, I was coherent.
Yeah.
I said, "Who's that for?" She said, "Just in case, honey. Go to hell."
No.
Who's that for? Augustine came by and was like, we're going to put a numbing on you. I said, knock me out.
No anesthesia for real.
I don't want to feel anything. And
Yeah.
he was like, well, I don't think I can do that.
Why?
And my dad was like, at this point, my dad was like, I feel like he's gaslighting you guys. He was like, have Jamal come back there and see how he reacts. Because I feel like he's not taking you guys seriously.
Yeah.
Why did Lizzie switch out with Jamal? And the second that Jamal came back there, he came over and was like, oh, how's everything going, guys? You guys okay?
Sick.
And Jamal was like, what's your problem?
Yeah.
Like, literally, what's the issue?
Yeah.
So yeah, he was actually terrible. They ended up bringing me into a CT scan, and after that, things got a little bit better. That was at the point they actually were able to see the wound and see what was going on. They said I didn't have any long-term damage, but I don't trust nobody up in the hospital, so I'm still going to a neurologist to make sure that I don't have any like lasting things wrong with me. But yeah, no memory loss, thank God. I already had the memory of a goldfish. That would have been terrible.
No, actually.
Yeah. So altogether, Augustine Redbone is still on the hunt for him to this day. He sucks. And yeah, they ended up having to numb me, and like they numbed this whole section and then they just stapled it up. Yeah. And then I had to wait. After 10 days, they said you can either let it heal on its own, but it's going to take way longer.
Mhm.
And I was like, I'd rather just get the staples and have it heal quicker because
Yeah.
I don't want to have to deal with this constantly.
Especially with your hair. Like,
I was just like, it was hard. And also with work, y'all, I was so stressed. This is a sign that you really can't let that job affect your life like that. Because I was so stressed. I had a presentation the next day in the morning.
yeah.
And it was like a big presentation. This was like kind of a highlight of my year.
Mhm.
And I was like, I had to message my manager and my N+2 in the middle of the night. Like, guys, literally I have a concussion. My head is split open. Like I cannot. Yeah. So yeah, guys, if anything, that situation, like I've never been in like a life-threatening situation like that before. And afterwards I was kind of just like, I really don't care. Like I'm gonna do things I want to do. I'm gonna live my life how I want to, because a fun night turned into a really shitty life or death situation, like in literally 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my God, like I just felt really grateful that I was like, no long-term issues, because head trauma is like no joke. So yeah, Augustine, we still have it out for you. And the nurses were just mean also.
Yeah.
First of all, they said they couldn't give me a room because they have all the other rooms for their locals.
Who were the locals?
I said, who are the locals? The locals in question were just homeless people they just had chilling in the cots. I was just like, what is going on? When I was like coherent, I was like, where do y'all have me? Because I looked over and the first thing I saw was feet. I said, where the hell am I at? And Mia's like, hold on. Like, I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Sick.
Literally what's going on. But yeah, the nurse, someone else, I realized nothing makes the situation worse than hearing other people moan and groan because they're also in pain.
Mm-hmm.
So this man, like, Faith knows this whole story already.
Yeah.
So she's already knowing. So this man, he's getting wheeled back there, and all I hear is, oh! Like, just like that, like from the soul. He's like, oh! And the nurse is like, I hate stupidity. Like, I'm like, what's going on over there? And I just see them stripping him down, like, and he's in the bathroom hurling his lungs out. Like, I don't know what he was throwing up, but he was going through it. And the nurse was like getting towels and stuff from the cabinet. She's like, just dumbass, I hate stupidity. Dramatic.
I'm throwing up.
Dramatic. Like, when I tell you they gaslit every patient up in there.
Sick.
I was just like, what's going on? And then, like, 5 minutes later, they end up wheeling him back, talking about he needs urgent surgery. So they realized something really was wrong with that man. Now they're taking him serious. And he's just yelling the whole way down the hall, like, just echoing. And I was just like, this is some shit.
The way you're screaming when you first told me, I'm like, there's just no way.
The look on Mia's little sister's face, poor thing.
Oh.
She was like, just stressed. And Mia's like, keep on unbraiding. She's like, I'm working. Like, yeah, she said, I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
No, literally. Well, that's too bad.
Yeah. So I couldn't be alone for the next 2 days.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, like you just need someone watching you when you sleep. And my mom was going to fly out, but it was just like trying to figure out timing wise. At this point, the whole family had known, my friends knew. So people are calling me like, what the hell? Like, Denasia, what's going on in your life?
Yeah.
Redbone, talk about she flying out to hunt Augustine down. My grandma crying, talk about my baby who did this. Like, they like, who's Jamal?
Yeah.
I'm like, don't come after him.
Yeah.
Augustine's the problem.
Augustine is the problem,
like, yeah. So it just became a huge thing. And at one point, 5 different people were talking about coming and flying out to my studio apartment.
Oh.
And I was just like, I'm not gonna lie, I'll be very overstimulated. And even though I'm supposed to be relaxing and healing, it's gonna feel like I'm supposed to host.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I'm like, I just can't do that.
I'm not in I don't have the capacity for that.
And mind you, my mom, she gets really sick on flights. So imagine the last time we've flown, she had to get wheelchaired out the hospital.
What?
I mean, out the airport.
Even then, wheelchaired?
So my dad was like, so what does it look like with Nasia being in a wheelchair and you find out there it's the blind leading the blind?
No, actually.
We can't both be in a wheelchair.
Is it just really bad motion sickness?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I get that.
And my sister was like, I guess I gotta come. Girl, she using me as an excuse for her professor. I said, girl.
Hey, get how you living.
Listen, she talked about, I need to fly out there urgently. My sister she said I was she was just lying. Just adding extra things to, I was not in a coma. Like, why did you say that? I'm like, girl.
I said that.
Bro, I'm like, girl. She just adding extra onto it.
Oh, that's good.
Talk about she get out of her quizzes for this week.
Little sisters are so dramatic.
Unserious.
Are you kidding me?
Unserious. I said, girl.
Coma is crazy.
Crazy. Don't even speak that on me, girl. Like, but yeah, so my mom ended up flying out here and she said, oh, I'm ready. I'm ready to cook and clean all weekend. I was asleep, like literally I've never slept so good. I was knocked out for a full week damn near. And the first couple days I was at Mia's apartment and she said she would just wake up and go in the middle of the night and like put her finger into my nose, like, you breathing? Because I already sleep so heavy.
Oh yeah, you sleep
so she
heavy.
was like, I don't know if you're dead or you're just sleeping heavy. Facts. So shout out to her because she was my caretaker for like a good 3 days after that happened.
Yeah.
Then I went home. My mom was taking care of me. And yeah, she made all my favorite foods. It was Easter Sunday.
Oh, love.
So she made food as if it was a family of 5. And I was like, I'm never going to finish all of this. So I came back, and that's when she threw in my Lawry's because she said it was expired.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, it was like a whole revamp for my whole apartment. And luckily my job was very understanding. They were like, well, that's crazy.
Yeah. So
they were like, please take as much time as you need. Like, this is a freak accident.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's why also the podcast was late for a week. Sorry.
Life happened.
I was like, I'm sorry, guys. I really can't be on screens. They told me like concussion wise, I couldn't have any screen time.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here reading books and stuff. I feel like it was 1800s. I'm like, what am I supposed to do here?
No screen time is crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, this for your health. Like,
no, I had to. It was like, okay, well, this is my life.
Going on TikTok, not going on TikTok for a week to save a life. Okay.
No, literally. I got my screen time report back. I was like, oh, this is the best it's ever been.
Such a good human.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, needless to say, guys, if you go to Top Golf, please make sure you are out of that swing zone or just sitting down, really. Because I was just trying to show him a good swing.
Don't try to teach nobody how to golf.
Don't try to teach nobody. If they don't know, let them figure it out.
They just don't know. Okay. And the thing is, we were supposed to record that day.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were supposed to record that night. And I get a text like, hey Faith, or I think I don't know who texted it. But I probably Mia.
Remember.
Yeah, but she was like, hey, like, I have like a you know what? Let me try to find the text.
Yeah.
Because literally, y'all, I had a panic attack after this. I had a panic attack. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Oh my gosh. We have so many podcast texts. Goodness gracious. Okay, hey mom, just a heads up. I've been in the ER because I literally got hit in the head with the golf club. I'm not going to be able to film and I have a concussion, so I'll just keep you posted because I don't have my personal laptop to finish posting the pod either. So during that week, that's when all the white girls were getting hit.
Oh, yeah.
Getting punched.
You were getting punched in the head in New York.
Exactly. So y'all heard in that text, there was no thought of Topgolf. So I'm like, I read that text. I'm like, Denasia got hit on the side of the street with a car.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
She gonna tell me, she was like, damn, when I go, we gotta take a lot of Ubers. Like, girl.
I'm thinking, this is throwing off my budget. Like, I've been planning this New York trip for so long in my budget. Like, December, I have my March budget ready. And I'm like, this is throwing off the budget. This is, I'm like,
girl, forget if I'm alive, bro. The Ubers, like.
Bro, I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, oh, I gotta learn Taekwondo. Because
unserious.
I have to get in the field for real. Like, so I'm in there like, oh my gosh, like Denasia got hit. Like, that means I can get hit. Like, I thought they was only targeting white girls. Like, obviously, I guess they're targeting black girls.
Yeah, they don't discriminate.
Oh my gosh. And I'm like, what is this? What does this mean for her? Like, I'm in the shower having a full-blown panic attack. Dammy is literally knocked out. So I have to get to him like, maybe the shower will relax me. No. So I'm still having a panic attack. So I go, first thing he hears, hey sweets, Denasia got hit in the head with a golf club.
He like, what?
He's like, what time is it? And I was like, I don't know, because I think I'm going to get hit in the head with a golf club too. And they're punching him. And he's like, I'm like, can you accompany us to the studio? And he's like, because he was in New Jersey this whole weekend, in New York this whole weekend with his best friend. So, like, having a guy's trip. And he was like, you know what? I'll do what I can. And I was like, okay, thank you. I'm just so scared. Like, I was
I didn't even know this was happening because we didn't even talk. Like, we literally, she was just like, okay, let me know if you need anything. And we didn't.
I'm not going to stress you out.
We were like, I was like, I didn't even think that, like, Topgolf was even in the situation. Like, it was just like, this is the facts.
Yeah, it was literally the facts, with the exception of the biggest fact at Topgolf. So I'm like, okay.
It was giving this assault thing all over again. Like,
yeah.
Who hit you, girl?
Who hit you? So the whole day, I'm like, okay. But I'm like, something was telling me, look at her story. I look at her story. It's talking about some before. And the thing under the close friend talking about after and the stitching. I'm like, she was at Topgolf.
Context is key.
Context is so key. And I suck at context. So I'm like, hey, pot calling the kettle for real. But I was like, and I was like, hey, sweets, remember how I said she got hit in the head with a golf club?
It wasn't on the street.
But it was at Topgolf. He was like, because I was thinking all day,
who hit her in the head with a golf club? But the fact that you immediately thought, like, yeah, that's possible, it just shows how crazy New York is.
Yes.
Because, bro, people be walking around with samurai swords and stuff. It's a very real possibility.
This hurt me. When she told me samurai swords this weekend, I was like, samurai sword?
Yeah. I was like, this really Gotham City for real.
No, actually.
Actually.
But on my end, I also had a little urgent care stint. So I got these braids in, and when you have braids, like your head is tight. That's just what it is. You might have those little white bumps on the side. You don't think nothing of it because it'll go away eventually. It'll loosen the tension. So I was a very, very, very busy day at work. Since January 8th when I came back, literally November, my manager was like, hey, are you ready for some more responsibility? I said, I'll let you know. He said, or I'll let you know. Then I ended up getting, and then he was like, I was like, so about when am I going to have this new responsibility? He's like, within the next 2 quarters. I come back from break after my cruise, after spending time with my family in Arizona. Why January 8th I get back, the first ping I get is from him, and he's like, hey, can we meet real quick? We're talking about our breaks, our winter breaks and stuff, and Christmas and things like that. And he's like, so you ready? And I was like, huh? And he's like, you're getting new responsibility. From that point, me ramping up, that caused me to find a new job. Because I like when he told me that to my face, you're not getting another pay raise for at least another year. Oh, that can't happen. That absolutely can't happen. Because I mean, I knew I got one in August and then actually hit my bank account in November. But I was like, that just doesn't align to my plans at all. And this was never a long-term job at all. But I was like, okay, so I've been in a big season of gratefulness, but also I need to get out of this job. And so I really was like, Faith, you need to get in the field. You need to get in the field. So I ended up I was like, I need to apply to 2 jobs a day. Like, I was very serious. Like, you can't complain about your job, but not being applied to jobs.
Right.
Rejection is hard. When you start applying to new jobs, just know you're going to get rejection. You're going to be like, I've got 10 rejections. I've never dealt with this in life ever.
Yeah.
Just the job market sucks. Like, it just is. So, like, unless it's nepotism or friend nepotism or relationship nepotism, that's really how I got my job. But it was really to me. But anyways, had a really, really rough week. And like, I don't know what it was, but there was just this bump in the back of my head and it was hurting so bad. But I was like, let me take some medicine. I'm working through it. I'm getting fire drill on top of fire drill. 2 fire drills during the busiest week of the month.
That'll do it.
Oh my gosh. Like, are you kidding me? So like, I'm losing sleep over this just because of work, but also the pain. I'm waking up like at 6 a.m. and I can't go to sleep and I still have to go to work at 9. Like, it's just in so much pain. And I'm like, I'm trying to pop it. Like, I don't know what's going on. At one point, I'm literally sobbing because I'm taking ibuprofen. Nothing's working. And I'm just like, I can't fix this. Like, nothing is helping this bump in my head. So I try to work the next day to go through the fire drill because I'm like, I can't take the day off.
Yeah.
I did the fire drill, another fire drill in the morning, and I was just like, okay, well, let me go ahead and do that, and then I'll just take a little break. I'll take an hour break, you know. But it was hurting so bad. Like, think of the worst cramps you've had, but in the form of a bump in the back of your head. And so I'm literally trying to put an ice.
Oh, I just got squeamy.
Yeah, I'm trying to put an ice pack on the back of my head. Like, I'm looking up how to help a bump on the back of your head. Like, ice didn't work. Just the fact that it was cold was like irritating me more than the actual like pain.
Yeah.
Then I tried to put a heating pad on the back, the heat, which is irritating me more than the pain. But like, and then I would just try to focus on work, and then the pain would go away. But that's just because I was worried about work.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it was. So in the middle of the, I tried to eat, take a nap, and drink water. Like, those are the big 3. I went and I woke up and I was like, I'm still hurting. I texted Dammy. I said, I think I need to go to the ER. He said, no, I called him. And he's like, hey, like I be forgetting like Dammy has an important job. He's like, in a meeting with the CEO. I'm like, I be forgetting what my man does. Like, I guess you kind of are an important worker. Shut up.
Right.
For real.
For real.
Like, no. But, and so I texted him. I said, hey, I think I need to go to urgent care. He said, oh, on my way. I was
Period. That's what I'm talking about.
That's man. Okay. And I'm like, if you're in a, I'm really first. I'm really first in everything. So he's like, I'm on my way. Mind you, the urgent care is maybe a 7-minute walk, but he's like, I'm not letting you walk there. You crazy?
Right.
Like, just ask. Like, I'm glad you asked.
Passenger princess.
No, exactly. So we went. He literally the entire time I'm in urgent care, Denver downtown sucks at parking. That's just downtown in general. So he's trying to find parking. I go in. I'm like, hey, have you seen a big man come in here? And he's like, what's his name? I'm like, okay, sorry. If he comes in here, like, can you send him to the back? So he ended up having to find parking the whole time. He never found parking. So I was there by myself, but I was in so much pain. She said something about folliculitis or something like that. I'm like, do I need to take my braid out? Because I'll do it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in so much pain. I will chop all of my hair out. Like, literally, Dammy, when I was sobbing, he was like, what can I do? And I'm like,
I don't know.
Can you chop my head off? Like, that's how bad. And the thing is, I don't know if it's just like a Black woman thing to do, but it's like, I'd be like, am I being dramatic or am I in pain?
I understand that.
You see what I'm
I
saying?
understand that because even when like I got hit and the doctor was like, when I was actually able to answer him, he was like, "Well, what's the pain level?" I was like, "I don't even like this. This hurts really freaking bad. But I don't know. Like it could be worse.
Yeah,
like I'm like,
it could be worse.
I think I was like 8.7.
Oh,
like
yeah.
And I was like, it actually probably was given more about 9, but I was like, 10.
You want to like downplay
10 just means I'm legit dying. But they already weren't taking me serious.
Yeah.
It was to the point me, it was like, I feel like we need to lie just to get you help. She's like, let's just say you were shitting and throwing up because really, like, that's how bad it is.
Yeah.
They don't take Black women serious in healthcare.
Yeah. Honestly, the intake lady, she was Black. She was like, hey, girl, so what's going on? I'm like, so you know how you get like pain when you get braids? She's like, yeah, I'm so glad it was the first Black lady. I don't know what her like role was, but she was great. And I was like, she's like, let me look. And she's like, you don't really have white bumps. I was like, but this bump is really hurting me. And she's like, let me bring in a lady. And she's like, I mean, are those bumps on the side of your head regular? And I was like, yeah, like they're regular, just the tension. She's like, okay. And she was trying to be helpful, but she really didn't know what was going on. Like, we really need a lot of more. If you're in school for healthcare, stay.
Oh, we need you.
Stay, please. Because it was so helpful seeing a familiar face.
That you didn't have to over-explain yourself to.
She was like, I get it, girl. Let me get these ladies in here. I was like, thank you so much. So, lady prescribed me antibiotics. And I was just like, I told my manager the next day, I was like, hey, like, I know I said I had a headache, but like, it was something about folliculitis in the back. And like, I didn't want to over-explain myself, but also it wasn't just a headache. Cause I was like, hey, I have a headache. I have to go to urgent care. It's hurting really bad. But like the busiest week on top of multiple asks from leadership, like he was like, don't ever work in pain. Don't ever work in that much pain ever. Like you need to tell me.
That job gonna keep going whether or not you there or not.
Yes. And he was like, somebody else could have got it done. He's like, please don't ever work in pain. And I was like, but who was going to do it? Like everybody's getting fire drills. It's not just me. Yeah. Like I'm not special. Like I felt like I was going to be more stressed with the antibiotics if I didn't get the thing done. And I was just like relaxing. And the thing is, the pain hurts so bad. The antibiotics and just over time, I think about a week, it kind of like lessened. Before the weekend, I couldn't even watch TV. It was so bad.
That's insane.
I had to listen to the audiobook. Make sure you guys are reading the book before I let go. I don't know when this will come out, but we definitely have the book club coming. Check Instagram. But I was listening to Before I Let Go, and I had to find where my freaking Bob's Burgers coloring book was and where my markers were, because that's the only activity I could do.
That's insane. Like, I should have got a coloring book. Shit.
Bro, that, honestly, it's very calming. But it's also like, I really don't like doing art because I want to perfect it. And it really, if you want to work on perfectionism, try art. Because
it's not going to be perfect.
It's not going to be cute. It's not going to be cute, but you're like, at least I tried, and I tried to be in the lines. Like, just, I love outlining. But yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, not us both having a little bit of emergency. Not a little bit, mine a little bit. Yours was crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just like, during the busy, like some of the busiest times of our career, not careers, but so far, yeah, our careers. And I was just like, it's tiring being an adult.
There's a lot going on. I was just like, it does make me appreciate the little luxuries though. Cause I feel like when you go through like a healthcare scare, it's like all little things you take for granted. I couldn't wash my hair for 3 days because they were like, the wound is open. And I was just literally laying in bed with like half my head matted in blood. And they're like, you can't wash it yet. I was like, I don't know when I can wash, but now I'm kind of afraid to.
Yeah.
So it's just like small things like washing your hair or being able to lay down. Like I literally had to
comfortably.
Anytime I would move my head, I'd feel all the blood rushing to one side. And I was just like, I can't even like do anything that I'm used to doing day to day. And I'm stressed about coming here and filming this. I'm like, am I going to be able to do that? Like, I don't know what to do. Like just all the things that you're used to doing day to day kind of come crashing down.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, it will force you to start prioritizing. I was like, right now, what's important is my health. Like, forget the job, forget even the podcast. I love the podcast down, but it was like in situations like that, you realize what you have to prioritize.
It's my life.
It's literally life. And the people that are important to me. Like, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah. I mean, that's really it. But other than that, on life side, I had to become a little veterinarian because my little baby, she's always going through something. Sydney Ann Craig is always going through something.
That's Black people always naming their dogs with a middle name. Because why am I meeting a junior? And it's a Chihuahua.
Junior.
Like, okay.
Crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, my little bit, like, so she's just been peeing everywhere. And Dammy's a little bit of a germaphobe. And he's just a very clean man. Thank the Lord, but like, goodness gracious.
It could be worse.
Child, I've seen some bathrooms, some frat party bathrooms. Oh my.
Ooh.
Yeah. That makes
And
me
some flat pillows.
and dirty. And how did they get brown? Where's the pillow cover?
Right.
Like, bro, no, literally it's same. But so Sydney's been peeing everywhere and we've just been like spot cleaning it. But he was like, I'm tired of this. So we started bleaching the whole floor. So obviously Sydney's this little, okay? So our eyes are very close to the ground. So while we're eating dinner, after he bleaches the floor, I'm like, she's going like this a lot. And I'm like, what's wrong with my baby? So look, Dammy gonna get Sydney talking about some blowing in her eye.
That don't help, bro.
So I'm like, it's probably something in her eyes, like blow. So he just literally like blowing in her eye. And I'm like, I think she'll be good, but she's literally like this the whole time. So I'm like, okay, mama, like we'll check on you in the morning. So usually, our routine is I get out of the room, I take her out her little prison because she's been peeing everywhere. You don't get to have access at night. You and your little prison. It's a cute little playpen, but I call her a prison. So I take her out of the prison. I take her on a walk, and then we work together. I get up my heating pad and my blanket, and she sits on me. She sits on me. I look at her. Her eye is shut. I'm like, oh. First thing I do, I call my mom.
Right.
Mom, Sydney's eye. Like, I felt the pain of her pain in me. I'm like, I couldn't even imagine when I have kids. Yeah. I'm like, Mom, I don't know. I think I gotta take her to the emergency vet. Like, she can't open her eye, and she's like, I'm like, show me, sis. I'm like, look, Mom, her eye isn't opening, and she's like, okay, what we're gonna do is you're gonna try to rinse it with water, rinse it. This baby does not stop moving for anything. So I'm like, rinse it with water. So I'm literally getting like a wet towel and being like trying to squeeze in her eye, but she's trying to move on the counter.
Right.
Like,
you can't get that baby to sit
bro,
still.
it's so much. So I'm literally doing that every hour on the hour. And then she's like, put some chamomile because like that's calming. And I'm like, chamomile my baby's eye? So I'm making chamomile tea and like dipping like a napkin and like doing like this all day long. Like I'm working, checking on my baby. And like, I'm like, I'm so sorry, Mom. I'm so sorry. Like, and the thing is because she was so close to the floor, we're kind of expecting, because we didn't take her to the vet. I was a veterinarian. She was so close to the floor, Dammy used too much bleach.
So that'll do it.
Yes. So we literally had to get like dog friendly, like
bleach.
Like no, not bleach, because we were like, okay, that's kind of intense. She's so close to the thing. So we ended up getting just like dog friendly like spot and like odor deodorizer and cleaner and stuff like that. But like that's why I asked in the group me like, hey y'all, what are some pet friendly cleaners?
Because we can't have that baby's eye shut every time we start cleaning.
Like I was like, oh my gosh, and Dammy felt so bad. Like he was just like holding her before dinner, like, hey, like,
hey girl,
do it, like trying to like spot her eye with like chamomile and stuff. But y'all, I got it. The next day I'm like, how's your eye, Mama? And she just looked so much better, and I was like, thank the Lord for mothers. Because
shout out to all the moms, bro. You need a Mother's Day gift.
Literally, I didn't have that much in my account. Okay, it was the week of payday, and I was like, I will use this little money to take my baby to the vet because my baby can't see.
No, she's
really hurting. Like oh, it was so crusty. Like I was like, oh my baby. Like I'm like, I don't know when my kid has their first owie. I don't know.
Oh. It's over.
Y'all gonna hear it on the pod.
My child.
Y'all, look, well, our kids' names are Aaliyah Leanne, because I need me in some
capacity.
So, and Aaliyah is his favorite singer, and that's his favorite name too.
Okay.
So Aaliyah Leanne, Dammy Lola Jr., and Lola. So we're gonna have a lot of L's if we have 3 kids.
That's good. I love a theme.
Yeah, I love a theme. We're gonna have a lot of L's, but yeah, like I was a veterinarian and I was like, I can't wait to sit on this pod. I don't know if I said on the pod yet, but I think I said on the Patreon, and this is why you should subscribe to Patreon, because again, you're not getting this stuff live unless it's on Patreon for real. And honestly, sometimes Patreon is like the first time we're like catching each other up.
Right.
So you're getting live, just like how we used to in the beginning season. So if you want to kind of have a throwback, subscribe to Patreon. But I'm trying to think what else. I got my hair done. I went to Arizona. I potentially might go into sales down the road, cybersecurity sales specifically, but still kind of trying to work that out because I do now have a job. I guess That's also an update. I got a new role, and I didn't tell you this, but on the Miola episode, in my head, because I saw the salary range, I was like, well, I asked for this, so I'm getting this. The recruiter didn't tell me. Nobody told me until I got the final offer. I do think I'm the only person that interviewed. I'm not gonna hold you because it went 2 weeks for 5 interviews is crazy.
Yeah, that's quick.
But so I'm thinking I'm gonna hit my 6-figure goal. Every day be lit. Like that's what I said in the Miola episode, bro. So they're like, the recruiter's like, yeah, so we're prepared to give you an offer. I'm like, okay, like what is it? Why does she give me $5,000 above what I'm currently making? I said, that's taxes.
Oh,
Are you kidding me? So I'm like, I said, hey, Tori.
That's inflation adjustment.
No, literally, I said, hey, Tori, I can't take that. And she goes, oh. I said, I asked for this, expecting y'all to give me this. And she was like, oh. And she was discombobulated. Like, I thought she ate with that one. I said, I can't.
But I'm still hungry.
And the thing is, no, literally. And when I first got my first offer, I did not negotiate.
Oh.
This is your sign to negotiate. This is your, because I saw that money and it was more than what the other company was offering me. And I was like, every day we lit, I'm taking it.
Yeah, no, I've realized I'll be like, and also ask other people if they're in the same role as you, what they make. I'll be like, I'm quick to be like, salary transparency, how much are you making?
Oh, quickly.
I would go to the white male and ask him, what are you making?
Yeah.
And luckily they'll be very accommodating. Like they'll be like, oh, at least the ones I've met that have been like, oh yeah, I'll let you know exactly what I'm making. And we're making the same amount. I'm like, okay, I'm safe.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, negotiate that salary. That I'll be like, everyone that is in my same role at other companies is making this amount.
Yeah.
So in order to be competitive, and I am looking at other offers, I need to get paid that exact same amount, if not more.
Exactly. So I was like, hey, like I can't do this. And I felt really proud of myself because, like, again, not people pleasing. And I was like, because like that was my biggest regret starting corporate. But I was like, everything happens for a reason. It's fine. We're gonna have another role. That's fine. You can negotiate them. Why did she come back and give me 2 more K? I said, okay.
Not what I asked for.
I said, all right. I said, okay. I'm practicing patience. I'm practicing gratefulness. And at the end of the day, I needed to get out of this specific role to get another role.
Right.
Now we know
and this is one door that just leads to another.
And I was like, and the thing is, they were like, yes, you are only getting paid this, but you have opportunities to be in front of leadership. I'm in front of leadership every week too. Like that's not like, wow. Like a year and a half in corporate, a year and 9 months in corporate, I'm aged. I'm literally aged. Like being in front of leadership does not faze me at all. At all. So whatever. And I was like, you know what? Okay. I will accept that. I told myself I was going to negotiate next role. I negotiated and I know what my next role is going to be. And cybersecurity sales will get me there.
Period.
That's really what it is. And I know type A's, like we want to like get our goals at the age we said we want to get our goals, but everything will come when it needs to.
In due time.
In due time. That's really what it is. If 22-year-old me could heard that, she'd be like, no. We said we were going to make 6 figures by 25,
now.
So we're going to make 6 figures by 25. But it's just like, maybe that's going to put me in a different tax bracket that will make me get taxed more.
And it will.
And especially when we start combining our incomes.
Yeah.
Like, that's really what it is. So I was like, okay, well, everything happens for a reason. We good. Like, I was like, what are the facts? Me and Dammy's income combined, a lot of people combined won't ever see in life. Like, we are in our early 20s making this much. Like, we're blessed.
Yeah.
We are grateful and we're blessed and we work hard for this stuff. And it's okay. We are living comfortably. I can buy stuff on Amazon and not be like, do I need a quad pay that?
Yeah.
And that's a testament in and of itself.
Yeah.
A literal testimony. So, that's how I ended up taking the job. But I do definitely have my sights on
what's
the next. Yes, exactly.
As you should.
Yeah.
Stay on them toes.
Oh, okay. Okay. So literally 10 toes. But I have been saying, I thought about it to myself because my manager told the team today about me leaving. And I was like, when I first started, I told him, I want to be here for a year and a half to 2 years tops.
Yeah.
This will not be something I'm staying here for a long time for. And I want to get into project management.
Yeah.
And what did I do?
You did that.
Get into project management. And one of my goals this year was to get my PMP. I asked the director, do you guys offer to pay for certifications? He said, absolutely.
Period.
All right. Well,
that's 2 goals off the list.
That's 2 goals off the list. Like, I've been wanting to get my PMP literally since I was like 18 or 19.
Yeah.
So I'm doing the things that I used to pray for. So it's like, yes,
I used to pray for times like this.
to rhyme
Like this.
okay, like no, like so I was like, really, what were you hoping for and praying for even 2 years ago, 1 year ago, 6 months ago? What do you have now?
Right.
Like the stress of finding a job,
and you got it.
the tears and the rejection,
Right.
like the rejection letters. I was so sick of checking my email every morning.
Right. We're sorry to inform you. But honestly, rejection is redirection.
It was none of those jobs, and I was just applying for anything.
Yeah.
I was like, as long as I do too, because at least I know I'm trying.
Right.
So yeah, your girl is a project manager.
Period.
Like this is real. This is real. I'm literally so lit. Like the fact that I could be like, yeah, I'm a project manager.
It just has a nice ring to it.
It
It rolls off the tongue.
It's a type A black girl's dream.
Right.
Okay. Like actually. So yeah, very excited. I will keep you guys updated on that. Definitely next season and throughout Patreon. But yeah, moms, and I know we did say that we did put this on Patreon, but for the hundreds and thousands of crazy, but for the thousands of girlies that aren't on Patreon, moms, please give us a quick update.
So, but I was thinking like, okay, what have you guys not known since January? And it's only April.
Yeah.
And March was me being like injured. So
Exactly.
I was like, okay, like what's been missing? I was like, okay, what happened in February? I went to Atlanta. And if you guys are on Patreon, you did see a little bit of this. The dating pool has piss in it. We always said that.
Yeah.
But like I realized like no, it's really pissy.
Bad.
I was at the Bronner Bros conference, which is like a huge hair show, a huge black hair show in Atlanta. And there was this guy there, right? And like I've always said, I'm really not. I'm a very picky person, and I'm like, okay, it takes good energy to really like get me on a date and get me like to actually lock in because I really have problems just keeping attention, I guess.
Yeah.
So I'm at this conference. And there's one of the models for one of the brands there. He's doing like hair modeling. So like they have him on stage and they're like shaving his head live and stuff. He's getting a haircut. I'm like, okay, your fade's cute, whatever.
Yeah.
So I keep making eye contact with him the entire conference. On the last day, he's like, oh my gosh, I've been seeing you all around. We went into each other in the break room. He's like, I've been seeing you all around the conference this whole weekend. Like, what's your name? Very charming. Like,
Very.
that's how he got me.
Yeah.
That's how they usually get me.
Yeah.
Very charming. He had some frizz on him.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, like he was really cool asking me all these questions. I'm talking to him about the podcast. And he's like, oh my gosh, I love that. Like this is shit on red flag already. He was like, I'm an actor and just all these random interests that he was doing. I should have red flag, but I was like, I'm interested in that. Like, I feel like I want to learn about your story.
Yeah.
So he was like, okay, bet. Like, let me take you out tonight.
Hmm. And
we're both staying in the same hotel because he was contracted by my brand to be a hair model. So we're all staying in the same hotel, right? Yeah. And I was like, okay, I don't want to go outside of my hotel with this man. So let's just go to like the bar in the hotel, right?
Yeah.
So I'm nervous. I'm like, okay, I haven't been on a date in a long time. Let me just give this a shot. He's texting me and he's like, all right, like meet me downstairs at 7, right? I meet him downstairs at 7. First of all, and we're going to have an episode on first dates.
Yeah.
One thing I can't do is when a man just can't make a decision.
Be a man.
Because I'm already indecisive. So we can't both be here like, oh, what do we do? He was like, where should we sit? I'm like, at the bar? Like, aren't we getting a drink?
Yeah.
There's no seats at the bar, but there's other places to sit. He's like, well, I'm not really sure. And I'm like, maybe over there. I'm literally finding us where to sit. We finally sit down. He gonna say, how about we play a game and whoever wins, all the rounds are on them. Or first round's on them is what he said.
Sick.
I said, bro, what? Like,
be a man.
I said, you took me here. So I was like, I don't really like playing games. And he was like, well, I'm just thinking a cool truth or dare. I'm like, bro, how old are we? So I'm like, okay, like what's the truth?
Yeah.
And so we ended up playing truth or dare, and this man was hungry, mind you. I'm thinking we're gonna order food or something.
Yeah.
I ended up door dashing California Pizza Kitchen to the hotel.
Sick.
And he ended up being like, can I get a slice of that? Just greedy, bro. Like, no, like I had to buy this myself.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there. This man starts telling me about his ex. And he was like, she was so crazy. Like, she'd be scratching my face so hard it would draw blood. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry you had to go through that. Like, okay. This is the first red flag. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, Mom.
Oh, yeah.
I skipped over the first red flag. The first red flag is after he got my number and we had met in the break room, he texted me. Wait. Let me pull up the actual text. Hold on. Because this... I should have known. Oh my God, I gotta go. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. Okay. He says, hey, it's Andy. Let's just call him Andy.
Yeah.
I said, hey. He said, there's a voice in my head that sounds exactly like me. I'm scared.
Why would you say that?
Why don't I just listen to the red flags when they're there? Why do I want to go to Six Flags and see more? I don't understand.
Literally.
And I said, okay, what time do you
Just glazed right over that.
Just went right over that.
Yeah.
So I should have known right there he was crazy.
Yeah.
He talking about the women drew blood on him. I'm telling him I'm sorry you had to go through that. That's, domestic violence. Like we don't tolerate domestic violence over here. Then he was like, yeah, I'm just not like all these other N-words. I'm different. Like they really can't touch me. Like I'm really a different type of N-word. Like I'm really with the shit. I'm like, okay, we get it. He said, yeah, like can't nobody act like me or think like me. Matter of fact, I just be screaming to myself. I said, what do you mean by that? He said, I'll scream right now. Ah! We're in the bar. I'm like, wait. This man is literally screaming in the bar.
In public is crazy.
Bro, everyone around was like startled. And mind you, there was no truth or dare in that situation. That was just him. That was just him being him. And he was like, I was like, okay, dare? And he was like, I dare you to go up there and do something to that wife. I can't even remember if he said kiss her on the cheek or do something weird.
What? You're not going to do that.
And I was like, why would I do? We gonna both get arrested tonight. Why would I do that? So yeah, it just ended up being very weird. He ended up being an aspiring actor / model / visionary
/ Korean, Japan.
Wait, I forgot.
It was like a he was on like a
he was on a Korean he was on a Korean game show. Talk about he can get me on if I want. I don't want to do that.
I don't want to go.
I'm not trying to go on a Japanese Family Feud, bro.
Yeah, no, actually.
So yeah, he was a model and just was like, yeah, I'm just really grinding out. I could get you on there, face card valid.
In real life?
In real life.
Crazy.
Why would you say that? So he also didn't know that I worked a real job. So he's like, oh, like, are you here too on contract? And I said, well, no, I work for this company.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, so where do you work? And I was like, oh, remember I said I live in Jersey. I
remember
work out in New York. Yeah, we talked about this. I was like, I work in New York. He said, oh, so they got a field set up out there? He said, where's your home? What, like as if it was a tent.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, like we have a building. He said, oh, what, a building? I was like, yeah. He was like, oh, wow. So like you go to work every day?
Yeah.
This man did not know what a 9 to 5 was. How do I keep...
How far removed?
I literally had to take a step back and think, Denasia, what are we doing that keeps like that I get in these situations? I said, we need to work on this because I was like, I feel bamboozled. We were having a great time when I first met him.
Yeah.
And I should have known with voices in his head.
Yeah.
It was an issue.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he was doing all that. He was like, oh, let me guess. Okay, Spanish and Dominican? What? I was like, bro,
they always do that to you.
They always do that. I said, I'm not. He also went to CVS and bought a Stella Rosa Black and was trying to be like, well, you can come upstairs to my hotel room when I got a Stella Rosa Black. Like, that was going to get me.
Never gave.
Bro, I was like, I'm fine right here.
I like Stella Rosa Black. That's how you know it's
and I had to make him go get the drinks also. Because mind you, he's thinking we're going to play a game with whoever wins. I'm asking him, who wins? How do you win in truth or dare? How do you do that? And finally, I was just like, I would like an amaretto sour with an extra cherry. And he got
That's her drink.
Yeah, that's
or a lemon drop.
Or a lemon drop. But I was just like, I shouldn't have to do all this right now. So yeah, he was screaming, scared the hell out of me, honestly.
I believe it.
And I was like, he was like, what floor are you on? I'm lying. We went to the elevator. I don't think I mentioned this on the Patreon. I literally selected the wrong floor just on purpose because I was like, I don't even want you to know where I'm at.
Yeah.
Because you scaring me. He's scaring all the white people in the rest. They said, oh my. Why are you screaming out loud?
Between him and eating your CPK, and that's your, like, California Kitchen.
I was like, I haven't had CPK in a minute because there's not one out here.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, like, I was like being nice, but I was also like, he talking about another slice? No.
There's only 4 on here.
It's a little mini pizza. Come on, bro. So yeah, I'm literally looking at my notes app because I had to make a whole notes app about him. Yeah, the only thing he brought to the table was an appetite.
Yep.
So... yeah. And then he blew up my phone. He was like calling me that night and that morning, talking about, did you wake up? And I was like, I gotta work today. I'm up. And we ended up having to go to the conference the last day and I had to see him still. And he was like, did you sleep okay? I'm like, I slept great. And I've never seen him since, but do not go on a date with no Atlanta man.
Just very broad, but the stories I've heard, it's not good.
And after that, I was like, I think I'm single to marriage.
Yep.
Because I just can't do it anymore.
The stories you have.
Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just like, I've never heard of them.
The worst part is I was like, I don't really want to, I wasn't even in like, to be honest, I'm not even really in like a looking mood. Like I just don't really have the energy and I don't really have it in me to go like outwardly looking for someone to date. But all my coworkers were like, no, Tanisha, you're young. Like they're all older than me.
Yeah.
So they're all in like their 40s and 50s. And they're like, if I was 23 right now, I'd go out with him. Like, do it.
Yeah.
I came back and I told them the next day, this is what happened. They said, oh my God, he was screaming. They felt so bad.
Bro.
They grabbed my hand. They said, we're so sorry, honey.
If you see it on Patreon, that was the first time I ever heard it. The way I was giggling.
The way she was jumping out of the frame.
I was, and that's how you know, especially like when we record on Riverside, like the online shows, like when you see our head go outside of the frame, you know we're giggling
We're
hard.
laughing because I was like, I cannot make this shit up.
And I was like, this is so. The thing is, if you want, we're not going to be saying dating stuff online now.
Not as much.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
Maybe here and there.
You
but
guys
like,
can get the full story.
yeah, like
Oh, I guess he did also try to kiss me.
oh yeah.
Oh, that's actually the biggest thing that I was like, do I talk about? Yeah. So he was like looking at me, and you know when like their eyes glaze over, and you're just like, oh, don't do that. So he was like, he kept coming closer, and I was like, and he literally was the most awkward. It looked like a Netflix original. Like he was trying to come to me in slow motion, and I just like I literally dodged it, and it was just so awkward. Yeah. And that's when he was like, Stella Rosa? And I was like, I'm cool, bro.
I don't need to come to your room. I have my own room.
Yeah.
Paid for by my company.
Yeah.
My company.
Yeah.
Not the contract.
He was like, you go there every day. That's a lot of days. I'm like,
Oh.
what?
He definitely called you big money.
Oh, he did. He did call me big money. Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. I forgot about that.
I mean, it's been a lot. You've had a lot.
I be
since.
trying to block that shit out.
Yeah.
If it happens. I'll be like, we can't do that again.
Please, no.
This is what I get for trying to be adventurous. And oh my God, I'm 23. I can live my best life.
But like, that's the thought process. And you don't know what you don't know.
What you don't know. And I'm just like, I also don't look at like, you might have thought, okay, this should have been a red flag when he didn't even like mention what he does when you first met him. But it's like, I don't look at people's profession and think, oh my God, I can't date you because you say you're an actor. Like I usually don't have that type of perspective. Like as long as you're comfortable and you make your own money, I'm cool with that. Like I don't really care. Like if I can provide for me, I'm good.
Facts.
But it's like, yeah, I should have just known from the start when he talking about aspiring actor and he on a Japanese game show. Yeah.
But it's really for the plot.
Really, it happened and I said that really sucked, but at least I got a story for the podcast.
That's
on a good side. Like, what do you do?
Yeah. And on that note, make sure you subscribe to Patreon.
Please.
Let me do this for you guys.
And stay away from Atlanta men. If you do anything today, please just stay safe out there because they're screaming.
No, literally. But we love you guys so much. And we will see you guys next episode.